Guys, do you guys like games where you can build bases?
Yes.
What's your favorite base building game, Alan?
My favorite base building game would got to be Fallout 76.
You playing a lot of Fallout 76?
It's so fun, and you can build really awesome bases, and it's so fun.
That's interesting because I keep hearing about how Fallout 76 is getting a lot of. I mean, you like it. You're having fun.
It's absolutely
Well,
the most fun
that's
game,
all that
hands
matters,
down.
Alan. Don't listen to what anyone else tells you about Fallout 76. Gregor, what about you? Do you play any base building games on the Xbox One this year?
No.
Ben?
What's up?
Did you play any base building games on the Xbox One or any other platform? PlayStation 4, PC, 3DS, PS Vita?
Does Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball count for Super Nintendo? I think I played that.
That didn't come out this year. That came out like 30 years ago.
Yeah, but it's got bases
well,
in it.
yes.
Can I just say, I think the other day when I was here, I was a little hardline about the cubbies, and I think it's also okay if we call them cubby holes.
Well, thank you for apologizing. It's not necessary to apologize about that. We are trying to wrap up the Game of the Year awards. We're just going to kind of focus on the games that came out this year. Thank you for saying that. I really oppose the word cubby as a general
cubby
rule.
hole.
So if it's not something that kind of fits into the sort of language that you would use when building a wagon in the 17th century, I think we should just kind of strike it out of the lexicon of the game. But thank you for saying something, and let's go on
Spawn
to the next.
should introduce the word cubby.
Thank you. The next, we have our PS4 Game of the Year awards. We've got Assassin's Creed Odyssey is again on the nominee for the best PS4 game. We've got Spider-Man for the best PS4 game. Glad to see Spider-Man swinging back into action. So glad to see Spider-Man making waves again, but this time with the developers of Infamous and Ratchet and Clank. God of War is, of course, a fantastic return to form for the God of War series, which has mostly stayed pretty standard entries in the series. And this time it's just one long camera movement, and you know, what a fantastic way to present a new vision for the franchise. Hello, you're on the air with Electronic Game Information. We're talking about the best PlayStation 4 game that came out in 2018. Do you own a PlayStation 4?
I do not yet.
Okay, what systems do you own?
I've got a PC.
All right.
And a PS3.
PS3. So did you play any games on your PS3 this year?
Not any games that came out in 2018.
Well, just anything that you played, please.
Well, I played all of the Assassin's Creed, the games that were released on the PS3. I played
All of them, every single one. So from the first Assassin's Creed to Assassin's Creed 4.
Yep.
That's fantastic. You played all of those in 2018,
really
or you just played those over the sort of lifespan of the PlayStation 3?
Oh no, I replayed them all this year. It was really fun.
Oh, what a treat it must have been for you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'm a big fan of those Assassin's Creed games. I don't necessarily like the fact that they felt the need to add in this kind of future story or present day story. I think it's just fine to run around in those historical cities and experience the sort of tidbits of history that we overlook when we just read about them in history class.
Yeah, exactly. I have the same opinion. I really don't like the present day story part.
Well, maybe with the sort of bigness of Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, people are gonna kind of just sort of want a big pushback against those kind of needless elements and just focus on what really matters and what really makes those games stand aside.
That's so smart.
Thanks, Alan. I really appreciate that. Did you guys play those Assassin's Creed games, Cricket? Ben?
Yeah.
Did you play any of the Assassin's Creed games?
I love them.
Okay. And so we got a couple more PS4 games to go over. We have. Next year we'll probably want to maybe go through a couple of meetings where we actually talk about how the screenshots are going to be formatted in the screen. But I'm going to go ahead and guess that that's a screenshot from Monster Hunter World, and the Game of the Year for PlayStation 4 is God of War. Congratulations to God of War on the PlayStation 4.
Yay!
All right.
Okay, and that leads us with the best Nintendo Switch game of 2018. You guys excited about this one? The Nintendo Switch has been making a lot of waves this year. We have our first nominee in the form of Dead Cells. Dead Cells is, of course, the Metroidvania game that doesn't let up when it comes to toughness. It lets you hurt. It lets you feel the pain. It makes you go back and forth and get increasingly further each time you play. Dead Cells is a fantastic game on the Nintendo Switch or any other platform that you can play it, but it's especially fun to play it on the Nintendo Switch when you can take it wherever you go and then plug it into a dock and have it be playable on a big screen TV. Caller, you're on the air with electronic game information. We're talking about the best Switch games of 2018 nominees.
Is this GameStop?
This is electronic game information. This is a video game show that is streaming live on the internet. We've given out a lot of awards so far, but now we are in the final stretch with the Nintendo Switch. We've just nominated Dead Cells, and now we are also nominating Super Mario Party. Did you play Super Mario Party or Dead Cells this year?
So I came in a few days ago, and I bought a Nintendo Switch charger, a switch to USB, I think it's called the USB-C, and I've had my Switch charging all night, and it's still dead. And I was calling to see if you guys take returns.
This is
a video game.
Is electronic game information.
This is streaming live on the internet. I've written down your problem. I will follow up with GameStop for you just to make sure that they're not selling any faulty Switch units. During this holiday season, it's very important that people be able to play the Switch games that they purchase. I'm sorry for your troubles. I can't help you any farther, but maybe there's you can contact some of your elected representatives and have them go to GameStop with you and ensure that you are treated fairly. Thank you for your call, caller.
Hey, Robbie.
Yes.
Are you busy right now?
Yes, I'm doing we're in the home stretch of the Game of the Year Awards.
Keep doing your thing.
Okay. Thank you, Ben. And we have a couple more nominees for the Nintendo Switch game. We've got Smash Brothers. We've got Smash Brothers Ultimate. We've got Octopath Traveler. Of course, the fantastic return to JRPG form. And the platformer Celeste that doesn't let up. That lets you... And the winner is Dead Cells. We have Dead Cells winning the Nintendo Switch game of 2018. That is a fantastic news, everybody. I'm so happy for Dead Cells. So happy to announce that Dead Cells has made it to that great award, and now we are going to go ahead into the final category of the evening. This gives me so much pleasure and happiness. This is the Game of the Year 2018. We've got our final nominees lined up here on this piece of paper. Our first nominee for Game of the Year is Dead Cells. And you can tell that I had a lot of fun with Dead Cells, and I will continue to have some fun with Dead Cells, and hopefully some of you viewers out there will continue to have fun with Dead Cells. Next up, we have Super Mario Party. Super Mario Party is a bit of a dark horse candidate for Game of the Year, but I think that if those of you who've gone out and played Super Mario Party on the Nintendo Switch, played them with your friends, played them with your family,
hey,
especially
Robbie,
around that. Yes?
Are you busy right now?
We are a little bit busy.
What's happening?
This is the game.
We're doing this is the final part of the show where
we're in the show.
Ben,
Oh my
this is-
God.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I was so confused, but okay.
He's doing the
I
game.
have something, but I had something I wanted to talk about. But go no,
Well,
we're in
we're-
the show. I
No,
totally
no,
didn't
you
realize you were in
should
the
do
show.
it. You should let him
Wait,
let it.
but-
This is gonna be
No.
nice.
I didn't realize you were in the
I-
This
show.
is actually
would
the
like-
game of the year.
No, it's better that it's in the show. I think it's
can
better.
we just do this now? Can we do what I'm saying now and then go back to
Come on,
what you're doing?
Robbie. Come on,
okay,
Robbie. Come on, Robbie.
Because whatever's fine with me, I don't care. But I just
Come
have this thing. I
on.
kind of got to go in a few minutes. So
If you
I
don't,
have-
if
I
you
have-
don't care, then let's just actually keep
Here's the
going with the
pro-
game of the year because I actually really want to know who won.
Alan,
Wait,
hold on.
wait, just wait, you're gonna like it.
Hear me out, everyone, please. I brought Cricket and Ben on here a couple days ago, and I asked them to help me with something, and then I kind of switched things up at the last second, and I feel like it ruined you guys' experience of being on the show. And
I
so,
don't even remember what you're
Ben,
talking about.
I really would like.
No.
Just hear me out. I would like you to be able to. If you have something that you would like to share with the audience, then please do.
yeah. So one, I don't even remember the first time we were on the show anymore, but I was looking at some of the episodes, some of the previous episodes, and I noticed that you guys do these, you call them poems, I think?
Yeah, they are video
Yeah.
poems. We kind of use them to kind of express
Yeah.
some of the subtext around what the individual episodes are exploring.
Yeah, well, I am also a poet. Everything I do is poetry. So I made a poem of my own.
What?
So
Yeah,
I thought maybe it would be cool if we could show it
it's so good.
or
No,
something.
no, no, no,
It's
no.
so
I-
good.
Well,
no, seriously.
actually,
you.
Robbie
I
has.
know.
It's
Thank
pretty important. Like the poems usually happen at a very specific point in the show.
Is
so
it you have it here?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all ready to go. If you want, I think we should. I don't
Okay.
know. I mean, I think it's right. I don't know why.
I think you guys, I think you're really gonna like it, especially you.
I made it for the show, so I mean,
Okay,
it would be weird
I
not to
think-
play it. I guess.
if we have it, let's.
If you want
roll
to keep
it.
going with the games, with the little games that
The
you
Game
like
of
to
the Year
play and stuff like
award
that, but
will be announced,
we
and,
could show the poem, though.
this if you have something that you feel like is relevant to the
yeah,
show.
I think that's
There's
yeah.
only one, there's only one Game of the Year Awards 2018. So let's
And
just show.
this is it.
That's,
Yeah.
And this is it.
And this is there's
There's
only
only
one.
one.
let's
Only
roll
one
the
time.
poem then, please.
Yeah.
no. Ben.
Ah,
You don't
Yeah.
see how that
No,
has
no,
anything
no,
to do
no,
with the
no,
Game of the Year
No,
Award.
stop. Are you kidding me? That's actually not
that
how
was
the.
so
That is
good.
a poem.
That's actually not how we do poems
That is a
on
poem.
EGI.
I-
Have you know? Well,
Everything I do is poetry, but
okay.
there's some-
First off, the poems on the show, they always have something to do with the context of the drama of the show, what we're talking on the show. That was a really
right.
self-serving
Wait.
kind of.
What's-
That was just like promotion for your Twitter. I don't know why you would.
Actually, can I say right now about the poem is that the poem's in the can. We're wrapped on the poem. So actually, what would be helpful is some like constructive ideas on who to shop it around to.
It's
Well,
been-
Ben,
okay. Okay,
here's the
okay.
problem. So Ben, when you came in, you signed paperwork, and
I
so
didn't, but-
the just because I
You
do
did-
care
we also-
about you,
Someone gave me a
I
piece of paper, but I just wrote on it. I said I wrote everything I do is poetry.
Then you actually should not be here because if you didn't sign the release, you shouldn't be on the camera. Isn't that right?
well, we technically
Robbie?
own EGI technically own, or not EGI, but the network technically owns that video now.
What network are you talking about?
This is online.
This-
This is streaming
is
right
online-
now.
this is on
Streaming
the
on
internet.
this is a part of Adult Swim. It's a
Alright.
network that
Alright.
has
So
they have a
we'll make
lot
it
of
work.
lawyers. I just don't
We'll
want
make
you
it
to-
work. I'm
oh,
not
God,
worried
I
about
just
it.
don't-
Ben.
So don't try to.
I'm not worried about it. We'll make it work.
You guys, I
don't.
wait, I know this is weird, but like I'm shy and I wasn't gonna do this, but I was really inspired by Ben's poem and I was wondering if I
Thank
could
you.
share a poem.
Thank you. I
Can I?
think you should. I think you absolutely should.
Okay.
Is it? Can you?
Can-
Is
can
it
I-
sort of? Is it? I'm a little worried that we're.
Do you
this
guys
is,
have
we're kind
airdrop?
of getting a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna airdrop it to you.
We have a sort of direction that we're
Okay.
trying to take the show right now,
Okay.
Push. I'm
People
airdropping.
and I
You
just want to
can't
make
talk
sure
actually
when
that
you're
wanna
airdropping,
see this?
or
just make sure that
People
we
in the
have.
way.
We're trying to find out who the
Did
Game
you
of the
get
Year
it?
of award
Did you
is.
get it? You have to click. Yes.
It's not a poem. Okay. Well, okay, I see a couple problems with this. I see a
God.
couple problems with this. First off, can we get that off? Can we get that off? Can we
This
get that
is
off the
fire.
screen? No.
Wait, is that-
That's
One, that's not a
Hell
video
yes.
poem for several reasons.
Hell
It's
yes.
what?
that was a still image, Cricket. when we do video poetry, one, it takes us a long time to make those videos. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of interns work on those, and they move. There's movement, and on top of that, one more thing, just before, I just have to say, if you're gonna do a poem, there has to be language, words. It was just a picture of you with a Snapchat.
No. I get it.
I
it's
agree
fine.
with Alan
Like,
that it
I'm
was a
open
picture.
to critiques.
Thank you,
critiques. And wait, can I airdrop you one more?
Okay,
I think if you
no.
didn't
We
like
showed.
that one.
Okay, thank you, Cricket. We
No,
showed
no.
your poem.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Cricket.
I'm
We
just
showed your
gonna-
poem. And
thank
now,
you,
Robbie,
Alan.
let's go.
I'm just gonna
Let's go
airdrop
back
you
to the
one
Game of the
more,
Year
okay?
awards. What were the nominees?
Is that coming
We
through?
had a couple
Hit
more
him set.
nominees. I just. I mean,
that-
if,
wait,
if,
thank you,
if
Robbie.
it's gonna,
Hold on.
Hold on.
It had sound.
It didn't
That
have.
was tight. That was
had
money.
Poetry.
It did not have poetry.
That was total fire.
Do you know how many?
Thank you.
No, everyone
Thank
has.
you, Ben.
There are thousands of videos like that.
I've never
There's
seen
nothing
anything
unique
like
or
that.
original about that. That was just the dog
Thousands.
filter, and there was not
Dog
poetry.
filter.
Oh, wait,
I
wait,
spent hours
wait.
doing my
Actually?
makeup
Cricket.
so that what?
What was that poem about? What was that poem about?
This is a,
Summarize. What was that? What? Hey,
Look,
hey,
I just
hey,
think
can
that
you-
if
why
you
don't
have to explain to somebody what a poem's
is a
about,
game-
you shouldn't have
this is a
to.
Game
You
Awards
shouldn't be
show.
able to read it.
Hello?
But
Why
I
don't, why don't you
wait,
tell me the poem? Why don't you read back to me the poem? What was that poem? Let me try to
You
recite it.
can't
It was like.
read a poem.
Here, let me see if I
Alan.
remember how it went. Wasn't it something like?
Am I in?
Yeah. That.
That's disgusting.
How do you spell that?
That's like, why don't you?
Caller? Is
Why
there?
don't
Do we
you-
have a caller on the air?
Yes, I'm in here. Hey guys.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, caller, you're
This
on
is
the
Electronic
EGI?
Game Information's
Caller.
Game of the Year Awards 2018. Have you been paying attention?
A little bit.
Could I ask you something? What's your favorite poem of the ones that I've shown?
And what's the game of the year?
I haven't been seeing it too much. Can't really give you
Oh,
a good
you want
answer.
another poem? There's okay. This is for you. What's your name?
Jeremy.
What's up, Jeremy?
This is for you. I sent one more poem.
That's so fire.
Did you like
That's
the
so
poem?
money.
Hello?
That's so good.
I'm trying to see it, but the latency is a little bit messed up, I think.
The what? No, the poem.
Okay,
has very
okay, we
simple
showed the
themes.
poems.
Can I say
There's
something?
Robbie, back to you. Let's go.
in the
Excuse me just a
poem.
moment.
Excuse
Cricket?
me just a
Cricket?
moment.
Yeah.
First of all, I love what you did. I love your series. I
Thank
think it's
you.
money, and I think send it to me. I got a guy. He's gonna chop it up, put a little polish on it,
I kind of think that
and then
if
we'll
both
talk
of
about.
ours
I think we'll talk
were
about where to shop it
in a
around.
gonna
package
shop
I think we'll
together,
shop it.
I think it
What are you
would be
talking
a
about?
solid night of
What?
programming.
Absolutely.
What are you
Like-
talking
We
about?
could shop it around.
To who? This was already on. This is on. This is EGI.
This is how things
Alan.
happen.
No.
Alan.
This is
how
the
it
Game of the
happens.
Year award. Show some respect. Show some respect. This is the Game of the Year awards.
Okay.
Back to you, Robbie.
You
Okay,
know,
this is,
when I posted awards, I
this
haven't
is-
yelled.
okay.
We are
You hosted awards.
we're
You hosted
creators,
awards.
and you're being
Yeah.
very condescending and very
I
anti
hosted
right
awards.
now. Okay.
Okay.
I posted awards.
We are.
This
What
is a video
what
game
award show
show. This
So?
is a show where we talk about video games. Okay?
Okay.
This is a show where we talk about video games that are coming out, that have come out, that we want to see come out. This is not some.
Go ahead.
I would like you to talk about video games. I brought all of you here to talk about video games.
All right.
So I'm going to now, let's take a moment to just reset, and each of us is going to talk about a game that we have played recently that we like. Ben, please start with a game that you have played.
All right. I played Palace Pounder. You go around to each room and you fight. If you win the room, then and it's in a castle, and if you win the room, you get like a bunch of hentai. And you just
Ben-
you collect it, and then
Ben,
if you
please.
get enough, you win, I guess.
I don't want to hear about anything dirty.
What do you mean?
Can we get a caller on the air, and I'll try to kind of lead you through this. Hello, you're on the air with Electronic Game Information.
Hey.
So we're here talking with Ben O'Brien.
Hello.
Caller, I would like you to tell Ben O'Brien about a game that you played this year that you really liked and that you think that Ben might like.
What type of games do you like, Ben?
Let's see, Palace Pounder. I also played a game called Hentai Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, and then I played, what have I played? I had a list.
Oh, you got a list?
Do you like
No.
to games where you jump? Do you like games where that you find treasure?
Yeah,
or what
Tinder.
It's not a game.
It's kind of a game.
I think you're confused.
I can't tell if I'm confused or not, I guess. So maybe I am.
I don't.
And I can't, and I don't even know that's how confused I am. Or maybe I know more than everyone else around me, which is usually what I settle on.
It's definitely not a game.
I'm sorry, Robbie. You're kind of surrounded by a bunch of hardheads right now.
Thank you.
You got a person with a lot of heart right behind you.
Thank you.
And he's your fanger, so
All right,
you should
well,
probably hang on down.
Thanks a lot, Jeremy.
I appreciate you calling in.
Hey, Robbie.
Thank you for calling.
Robbie, check
Thank
this
you.
out.
I'm going to check that game out that you mentioned.
I
Thanks.
drew a drawing. That's
See
me in the box, and that's you. You
Whoa.
being surprised. That's when I surprised you in
Alan,
the box.
I do appreciate you drawing this. It's kind of an awkward time. We have another.
this drawing that I did.
Alan, send that picture, email that picture to me. And I have a guy that'll make that picture into Pixar.
Hi, we're on the air with the electronic game
We'll
information.
make it into 3D art,
Okay.
and we'll shop that around.
Alan, why don't you talk about a game that you've played recently? You've been playing
I've been playing Fallout
76.
76 on the PC, and it's quite fun. It's probably one of the most fun games. It's definitely the most fun Fallout game I've ever played. Super fun.
Caller, you're on the air with electronic game information. Did you play Fallout 76?
Caller, did you play Fallout 76? Maybe I saw you out in the wasteland.
Caller?
Hey,
Hey.
is this the show where you talk about video games?
This is the show that we talk about video games. We're talking about Fallout 76. Alan has been playing a lot of
Thank God.
Fallout 76.
Do you want-
He's been enjoying it. Have you played Fallout 76?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Fallout 76 is a very fun open world kind of multiplayer online game where you go around a wasteland that's been recently wrecked by
fun, yeah. Cool.
fallout of nuclear war, and you get to meet friends, real life people, and then you also get to talk to robots and read old logs and consoles, and none of the human characters actually talk.
Sounds tedious.
All right. Well, thank you for your call. Next up, we've got Cricket Arison. Cricket, why don't you tell us about a game that you've played recently that you've really enjoyed this year?
I guess the game that I'm really excited about these days, it's kind of new. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called Snood, and it's so cute. There's these little
Super old.
faces.
I know that game.
It's a super old game.
I know that game.
And it's like, okay, so the faces are organized, like they were put into like a grid, and then you have a gun with other faces in
Yes,
it.
you
and
do.
Caller,
have
you're
to
on the air with
shoot
electronic game information.
the
We're
faces.
talking to Cricket Arison. Have you been playing any games that you liked this year in 2018?
Yeah, I have actually. Jackbox Party Pack 5. It's a collection of 5 party games you can play on your phone. It's really great at parties, as the name suggests.
Let me stop you. Have you played
Yeah.
Snood?
Have I played
Good
Snooze?
question.
Yeah.
Good question, Snood.
I sleep. That's snoozing. But no, I've never heard of a game called Snooze.
Snood, you wouldn't have heard about it. It's a super
Snood.
old game.
Snood.
It's like
It's
your dad.
not
Ask
old.
if you have like ask your dad about
Oh,
it.
Snood. Yeah, I
Snood.
played Snood.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it
All
so
right.
fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
What's your favorite face?
Oh gosh, it's so hard to choose, really.
I know. There's not that many, but it's so hard to choose.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Which one? You have to.
Oh God. I gotta think. I'm trying to remember what they look like. It's been a while since I've actually played.
Or like,
Um,
I don't want to lead you by the nose, so why don't you just say?
All right. Give me a second here.
I don't know. I don't think this person's a real fan of Snood.
Well, thank you for your call, and we are going to go ahead and we're going to wrap this up. All right.
It's great. It was really good.
You got a show, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can I just